If you're a fan of RIMOWA, let me show you something that might genuinely excite you. The Distinct Cabin, a luxury travel companion that deserves far more attention than it's been getting. It's wrapped in premium leather, finished with anodized aluminum accents, and designed with the same clean lines and signature grooves RIMOWA is known for, but with a softer, more elevated feel. In this video, you and I will take a deep look at what makes it stand out. From RIMOWA's history and how this design connects to its roots, to the materials and craftsmanship behind the Distinct line, and even the thoughtful extras like added protection you won't see on other models. We'll also touch on the lifetime guarantee, and who I think this suitcase is really made for. So whether you're a longtime fan or just discovering RIMOWA, this is everything you need to know about one of their most luxurious offerings yet. Let's get into it. To truly understand the Distinct Cabin, we need to go back all the way to 1898 when RIMOWA was founded in Cologne, Germany. At the time, the company was known for crafting high-quality luggage using wood and leather, the most durable and elegant materials available to travelers at the turn of the century. These early cases were hand-assembled, tailored for explorers, aristocrats, and professionals who valued both resilience and refinement. But a major turning point came in the 1930s when a devastating fire broke out in RIMOWA's factory. Most of the machinery was destroyed, except for the aluminum riveting equipment. Rather than rebuild what was lost, the company leaned into what survived, leading to an innovation that would define its future. RIMOWA became the first brand to craft suitcases from aluminum, setting a new standard in travel gear. Aluminum was lightweight, robust, and able to withstand harsh conditions, something leather and wood couldn't do as effectively. This shift was both practical and visionary, and RIMOWA didn't stop there. Years later, they would become the first to introduce polycarbonate into the luggage world, a flexible, high-tech material now used widely across the industry. Despite these innovations, the company stayed true to its heritage. Every suitcase is still engineered in Germany, and over 80% of the assembly is done by hand. Each case is built from over 200 precision-made parts, a level of craftsmanship that's become increasingly rare in today's fast-paced world. Then there are the grooves, the signature parallel lines, inspired by early aircraft fuselages, were introduced in 1950 with the brand's first aluminum suitcase. More than just an aesthetic choice, the grooves became a symbol of the brand's engineering-first design language and aviation roots. And now, with the launch of the Distinct line, RIMOWA returns to one of its original materials, leather. But this isn't a nostalgic throwback. Instead, it's a bold reinterpretation, combining leather's tactile elegance with modern construction techniques and the brand's technical design DNA. The Distinct Cabin is a full-circle moment, a fusion of RIMOWA's origins and its ongoing pursuit of innovation. It's not just about luxury for luxury's sake. It's about honoring history while moving forward, and doing so with precision, restraint, and timeless design. Let's talk about what makes the RIMOWA Distinct Cabin truly special. Because this is more than just a suitcase. It's a thoughtful blend of innovation and heritage, elevated through design and material choices you don't often see in modern luggage. The Distinct line marks RIMOWA's return to leather, a material that played a key role in its early years. But this isn't nostalgia, it's a reinvention. RIMOWA developed an innovative leather wrapping technique, allowing the suitcase to maintain its iconic grooves while being cloaked in smooth, matte leather. It gives the case a soft visual texture, yet it still feels structured and durable in hand. And even with this full leather wrap, the Distinct Cabin weighs just 8.6 pounds. That's impressively light, especially for a case this refined, and it speaks to how well material and form are balanced. The anodized aluminum corners, logo badge, and protective bumpers add visual contrast and reinforce durability. Paired with silver rivets and a metallic zipper, the hardware creates just the right amount of shine against the matte leather shell. Subtle but intentional. Inside, the same attention to detail continues. You get a black monogrammed lining, a flex divider system with leather trim, and a full zipped compartment. One of my favorite touches is the large gusseted flat pocket. It adds structure and smart storage without extra bulk. It's simple but incredibly useful, especially for items you want easy access to during travel. On the functional side, you have a stage-free telescopic handle, leather top and side handles, the ultra-smooth RIMOWA multi-wheel system, and a customizable leather luggage tag to finish it all off. The result is a suitcase that doesn't try to impress with loud branding or flashy finishes. It's confident, quiet, and impeccably made. If the original cabin feels like an icon of industrial design, the Distinct Cabin feels like a tailored version of it, more tactile, more personal. This is functional luxury expressed through craftsmanship, restraint, and detail. It's RIMOWA at its most refined, and for the right traveler, nothing else will come close. One of the small but standout features of the Distinct Cabin is something you won't find in most of RIMOWA's other lines, and that's the included protective cover. It's a thoughtful addition, and honestly, something I think more premium luggage should come with. The cover is made from a water-repellent nylon, and is custom-tailored to match the Distinct's unique silhouette. That means it doesn't look like a generic slip-on. It actually complements the form of the suitcase. From the subtle contouring to the magnetic closure, it feels like a natural extension of the design. It's easy to slide on and off, whether you're protecting your case from rainy sidewalks or storing it between trips. And the magnetic closure is such a simple but elegant detail. No bulky zippers, no loud Velcro, just clean, seamless protection. RIMOWA doesn't include something like this with their aluminum or polycarbonate lines, and I think that speaks to how seriously they treat the Distinct line as a luxury product, one that deserves to be protected from the elements, scuffs, or just everyday wear. That said, speaking for myself, I probably won't use it very often. I genuinely love how the leather exterior looks on its own. It feels like such a big part of the identity of this suitcase, and I don't really want to cover it up unless I absolutely need to. But if you travel often, or just want to preserve that leather finish long term, it's a great option to have. And it's nice that the brand thought of it first, so you don't have to go searching for a third-party cover. Now, while we're on the subject of function, let's talk about the interior and the capacity of the Distinct Cabin. If you've seen my video on the original cabin, you'll know I've already done a full breakdown of how much RIMOWA's cabin line can hold, so I won't go too deep into that here. But I do want to highlight one detail that really stood out to me in the Distinct version. Inside the zipped compartment, RIMOWA added a large gusseted pocket, and I absolutely love that they did. It gives you structured space for tech gear, chargers, a book, or even smaller clothing items like undergarments or accessories. It's such a simple feature, but it adds a layer of intentional storage that goes a long way in making the interior feel elevated and easy to use. And honestly, I hope they bring this design element across to more of their lines, because once you use it, it's hard to go back to a completely flat interior layout. If you're curious to see a full capacity test and how I typically pack my RIMOWA cabin cases, definitely check out my original cabin video. I go deep into that there and break it all down with side-by-side examples. Let's talk about what a lifetime really means, both in terms of the warranty RIMOWA offers and the kind of long-term relationship you can expect with the Distinct Cabin. First, the practical side. RIMOWA offers a lifetime guarantee on all its suitcases, and the Distinct Cabin is no exception. This warranty covers all functional damage, meaning anything that affects how your suitcase works, like the handle, wheels, zipper, or locks. It's not about wear and tear from scratches or scuffs, but the actual usability of your case, and that makes it incredibly valuable. To activate the guarantee, all you need to do is register your product online through your RIMOWA account. Doing this not only gives you access to warranty services, but also unlocks your official ownership certificate, which is a beautifully considered touch. It's a digital record that connects you to the piece, not just as a customer, but as a steward of the product. Once registered, you can easily manage orders, returns, repair services, and even receive personalized recommendations based on what you own. It's a subtle but powerful ecosystem that reflects how RIMOWA sees this not as a one-time purchase, but as a long-term commitment. But there's more. RIMOWA is also part of the Aura Blockchain Consortium, a collaborative initiative between several luxury houses to bring transparency, authentication, and sustainability into the future of luxury goods. Through this system, each registered piece becomes part of a secure, verifiable digital record, helping fight counterfeiting while building trust in what you own. For travelers who care about provenance, integrity, and sustainability, this adds another layer of meaning to every product. Now let's talk about about what it means emotionally, because a suitcase like this is more than just a container for clothes. Over time, it becomes a part of your journey. Literally, it goes where you go. It shows the marks of experience, and ideally, it lasts long enough that those marks aren't signs of damage, they're signs of life. With features like the stage-free telescopic handle, TSA-approved locks, kick plates, and the incredibly smooth multi-wheel system, this suitcase is built to perform again and again, year after year. There's something powerful about owning fewer, better things, and knowing that they were made to last. The Distinct Cabin is designed not just to look good now, but to age gracefully, to wear in, not wear out, and to carry not only your belongings, but your stories. It's not just backed by a lifetime guarantee, it's built for a lifetime of travel. So, who is the Distinct Cabin really for? This suitcase isn't for everyone, and it's not trying to be. It's for a very specific kind of traveler. If you're someone who already loves RIMOWA's heritage and design language, but you want something that feels even more elevated, this is for you. If you're drawn to premium leather goods, and you appreciate the quiet sophistication of natural materials over loud logos, this is for you. If you believe luxury doesn't need to shout, but should speak through detail, craft, and restraint, you're in the right place. This is for the traveler who values both function and form, someone who sees their suitcase not just as a tool, but as a reflection of how they move through the world. Someone who chooses to own fewer, better things, who appreciates design not just for how it looks, but for how it works and lasts. You might already own a RIMOWA aluminum case and love it, but if you've ever wished for something softer to the touch, with a more tactile, personal feel, the Distinct Cabin fills that space beautifully. That said, this won't replace the original cabin for everyone. They serve different purposes. One is bold, industrial, and iconic. The other is quiet, refined, and warm. Which one is right for you? That depends on what you value in your travel gear and how you want it to reflect your lifestyle. I'll be doing a full comparison video between the Distinct Cabin and the original cabin soon to help you figure out exactly which one fits your needs better, depending on how and where you travel. So if you're deciding between the two, stay tuned, and as always, live with intention.